afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane. And yes, as you might have noticed, we're back at Semois. Going to be happening a bit. Again, we are seeing a bit of a shortage of good replays as of late, so some maps might appear a bit more often than usual, and I might not even be able to guarantee some good diversion in armies. Anyways, variety. We shall be watching Complexity fighting actually for the Panzer Lehr, fighting in this case for the Panzer Lehr Division. Opposing him shall be Chocolatepain. Chocolatepain, that's not really the sort of thing that really goes together, you know, chocolate and pain, but I digress. Here he is, fighting for the 2nd Infantry Division as the Panzer Lehr's Panzer Grenadiers march onwards. Jackboots striking dirt roads, Gewehr 43s being handed out. The German semi-automatic rifle of choice, although they did actually also use quite a few Soviet SVTs on the SVT-40s on the Eastern Front. In particular, the SS divisions were quite fond of grabbing as many Soviet automatics and semi-automatics to boost their firepower. We are seeing, well, from the Americans, a bit of a standard start, but also we're seeing a jeep out initially from Chocolatepain, obviously intending to harass Complexity's Kettenkrats, push them off, gun them down, end the Krauts. Note here, Complexity's Panzer Gunners are working together, sticking together to get the most firepower out. This is a good move. He might try and connect some territories first, or he might just go straight for the engineers, having to catch them. Basically, essentially what Chocolatepain is trying to do with this jeep, Complexity is trying to do with this Panzer Gun is basically, you know, stop capturing and deal some damage. In this case, the jeep is catching up with the Kettenkrat, though the Kettenkrat taking a few shots, but will make it back within the defensive range of the flak feelings. The anti-aircraft guns mounted at the perimeter of the base, and there we go. The jeep realizes it's no longer got a chance to get the Kettenkrat. Rifleman squad now out for Chocolatepain, and his engineers also receiving a bit of pain, although the Panzers seem to be missing quite a bit there, and quickly move away onto new targets, new glories, new Yankees to shoot in the face. There we go, Kettenkrat following up there, might do a bit of work there, taking points and diverting a few Panzer Grenadiers to take a low fuel point. Panzer Grenadiers are one of the units that actually take territory the slowest in the game, so generally you want to be a bit careful when doing that, and usually want them to be fighting initially. In this case, though, I suppose you can get away with it. But we see the jeep pushing ahead. This could force Complexity to divert some troops. A third squad of Panzer Grenadiers out, taking up the Kampfgruppe Company, and the Kettenkrat coming under vicious fire from the jeep. Point secured here. Of course, stop taking the point there. The jeep really getting off some good damage on the Kettenkrat. Panzers moving in, trying to save the valiant Kettenkrat, trying to block the way even, but the jeep has set its sights. It has tasted blood, or in this case motor oil, and it wants more. But looks like the Kettenkrat might just escape past the Panzer Grenadiers, although the Kettenkrat stops up. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, looking very close, and now the jeep retreats, pulls away. Engineers moving up here, Americans securing the center and the right hand side. And we're seeing a straight move on to the Panzer Lehr command. Pretty unusual stuff. And we're seeing tank destroyer doctrine out for Complexity, allowing his Kettenkrats to repair each other. Nifty little ability there. Americans lining up in the center for a large combat group as well. Jeep in need of repairs. Otherwise it's not going to be a happy jeep.
Send your mission orders.
And the Panzer Grenadiers moving northwards, leaving this a bit more exposed to any rifleman push. And there we go. Looks like he could be trying to go for the cutoff point, and looks like Complexity's now waiting about a bit. He seems to be a bit unsure where to go, what to react to, what to deal with. And there we go. We do see an attempt at the cutoff point. Could deny Complexity and the Panzer Lehr quite a few resources. Panzer Lehr command finishes. Another Gewehr 43 upgrade ready for some Panzer Grenadiers. And there we go, the cutoff point is reached. Riflemen taking up position to support their other squad. Third squad moving out. Jeep being repaired in the north. Panzers moving up, taking up position by the bridge. The dike, I'm not entirely sure what that is of a structure. And there we go, two squads moving in to flank, having considerably more firepower thanks to the Gewehr 43s, which increased rate of fire. Riflemen are pulling back through the marketplace. Panzers going to give in to pursuit. Opening up on the riflemen, staying close to cover though. Another squad moves up, riflemen down. First kill the Panzer Grenadiers actually got, I think. Ah, there we go. Found the squad and actually caused the kill. At the same time, a bit of movement up here. Perhaps hoping to catch the Ken crowds does not work. Both Ken crowds are supporting each other currently. Right from there, 3 squads versus 3 squads of Panzer Grenadiers. The riflemen do have heavy cover, but all of them are not firing. Some of them are just standing out there, not getting the full sort of just watching and trying to provide some support. Or mentally, you know. Good job shooting, Larry. I'll just be standing over here enjoying your excellent shooting. I'm here for moral support, obviously. And we do see an armor car now out for complexity, and the engineers immediately feel the wrath of the Panzerspielwagen as it unleashes quite a bit of fire upon the unfortunate engineers. Panzers are pushing up through the center, rifle firing away. And retreat there. Complexity's troops in light cover did not quite succeed versus all of these riflemen in heavy cover. Nothing unusual there. Engineers getting pushed away. Jeep trying to hunt down the Ken crowds, but now there's going to be the armoured car. Defensive operations now up. That's good. That's going to heal the troops a bit. And a 4th squad on the way. Engineer bit the dust as the armoured car tore through with its auto cannon. Quick response from Chocolatepain, sending in his best squads, the ones which have not been beaten to a pulp yet. And they'd best get into cover quickly, otherwise the armor car is going to take a heavy toll, and already there 1 man is down. Phase first into the dirt. Still gaining map superiority, gaining the advantage so far in terms of resources against complexity. The complexity now does have a motorized advantage in form of the armored car and its considerable firepower. Trying to stick to heavy cover, the armor car trying its best to sort of outflank, ensure and deny cover advantage. Panzer's moving up here, Vest on flank, only an engineer squad to hold them back. Trias are going up for Chocolatepain. And the Jeep trying to harass a bit, damaging the Ken crowds who are repairing the armored car. Basically forming as a sort of support line for the armored car. Didn't quite succeed, and we do see a full retreat from the Americans from the southern part, opening up for the Ken crowds to really take a toll on the territory. And we do see some assault rifles now being equipped for some of the Panzer Grenadiers. And we also see a supply going up now, so we might be seeing some vehicles, although he has to be quick, because I'm pretty sure, yes indeed, Panzer Support Command is next choice for complexity, and that means anti-tank half-tracks. Not really much else there to go for. But Trias is definitely going to keep the troops in a bit better of a fighting condition. Supply observation post going up for Chocolatepain. So actually might be thinking something heavier than just armored cars. He could go for tank destroyers, and that currently a lot more American players do prefer to go for the tank destroyers. A bit harder for the anti-tank halves to deal with. Of course, they can basically overall do a better job against the Panzer Lehr vehicles and crush the Panzer Grenadiers. So in that way, there is some shift in fighting the Panzer Elite. We'll of course see what sort of shift that is. There's certainly also been shifts in the Panzer Elite strategy when fighting Americans, and certainly there's some that go more tank destroyer doctrine. Jeep moving about. Rifle moving up with some flamethrower engineers in support. Jeep doing a bit of reconnaissance, spotting out the crowds. Patrol moving up and forcing away the Jeep. Americans might want to link that up first. Bit of quiet. All a bit quiet, in fact. Looks like he's shifting about. And Telemines up for him. And he sets about immediately, knowing that obviously something's going to come, and Telemines pretty much tend to do the job. They can largely knock out an armored car in one go. In particular, if it's unupgraded, and they can even do a lot of damage against a tank destroyer. Plus, of course, any infantry caught nearby is definitely also going to be in for a world of hurt. Armored car continuing. There we go, getting a good drop on the rifle. The rifle are making a run for the structure, the building, hoping for the improved cover. And there we go, going to fire down on the Panzer gunners, hiding behind the truck. More rifle moving up. Some sticking to the ditch. The ditch, though, light cover only, not going to do as much against the autocannon and the riflemen. And there we go, one quickly drops veterancy for the armored car, and he goes for offensive veterancy, increasing the accuracy, increasing the rate of fire, making the armored car much more lethal, getting another kill immediately. Assault rifles moving up blasting bullets into the ditch, forcing the rifleman out, or was quickly turning into a mass grave. And anti-tank half-tank getting off a good few shots on the Jeep. And incendiary grenades, unleashing a storm of them through the windows over the well, turning the house into a burning death trap, and causing a full rout there, I believe, for Chocolatepain and the 2nd Infantry. In fact, let's go have a look at him. Oh, squad went down. The assault rifles just tore through them. The armor car, though, with offensive veterans 1 definitely helped as well. Again, really able to take a huge toll and definitely get off more kills with offensive veterancy as it fires more accurately and fires faster. Tank depot now on the way. Replacement rifleman squad on the way for Chocolatepain. Troops healing, nursing their wounds. And complexity in the Panzer Lehr is quickly moving on to take as much of the map as they can. And he's actually within the first about 10 minutes actually building all 4 buildings. He's going now for the logistic company. That's interesting. That's not what you usually see. But we do see a functional tank depot now up for the Americans. Another shift. Not going to be attacking right through here, straight into prepared lines of the Germans. Instead, he's going to try and hit them where they might not be quite as expecting. Perhaps also trying to get a few unguarded Kettenkrats. These actually seem to be retreating, interestingly enough. Partly because it looks like they hadn't been fully reinforced. And there we go, Kettenkrat being engaged by the Jeep. And there we go, immediate responses, the armoured car and the anti-tank half-tank. All of the Panzer Grenadiers are in fact back in base, which means probably he's going for increased squad sizes. Otherwise he wouldn't pull all of them back there like that. And there we go, increased squad sizes is up. The Panzer Lehr adding some extra punch to its squads. Quite interesting. Quite interesting strategy, certainly a bit of a variation on the armor car. In fact, he's only going for 1 now. Instead, he's now seeing increased squad sizes being more useful for him. Should be interesting. Jeep, though, taking heavy damage. And it is gone. 37mm round through the motor block pretty much knocks it out. And we do see the M10 tank destroyer on the way. And we do see this full force of Panzer Grenadiers is now ready. Although one good strafing run here could do an absolute atrocious amount of damage. So far, I mean, 1 armor car, 1 anti-tank, half-tank has pretty much been able to stop Chocolatepain's advance through the left flank. Although now, with a tank destroyer on the way, that could shift if it does the right things. And there we go, pushing up. Tank destroyer now following up. He could even go airborne and just call in a strafing run here. I mean, that would again devastate. I think Complexity's troops are way too close to each other. And there we go, tank destroyer arrives, damaged engine on the anti-tank half. He actually pulls away. It's not going to make it. There we go, gone. Rifleman though getting caught as Panzers are opening up. Full 4-man squad, and the tank destroyer just crushes almost an entire squad, crushing the fence as well, but that has a little less concern. Armored car makes a nice escape. Panzer tear into the rifleman, forcing a full retreat. The tank destroyer tries to crush a few more. Chocolatepain hopes to deliver some actual pain. And there we go, one poor bastard crushed as it rolled onto him. Oh, another man lost. Complexity still not retreating, but there we go. Finally, having lost 2 more men, he's retreating. Armored car pulled away over here to be repaired by the Kettenkrat. And looks like this Kettenkrat could in fact be in trouble. Looks like the tank just going to try and hunt it down. Troops reinforcing. Could go for BARs, he could go for another tank destroyer. He could even try and go for a Sherman. Either of those things I think could work out alright. Panzer Grenadiers reinforcing, reforming. And a Hetzer tank destroyers out. Hetzers did not fight in Normandy. And they generally did not really fight with the Panzer Division unless they'd been provided by an independent tank destroyer battalion. Let's just imagine it's a Jagdpanzer IV instead, as I do believe the Panzer Lehr did have those. I suppose would have fitted in. But rolling in. Ooh, the Hetzer's not really in a good position. It could easily find itself outflanked by the tank destroyer, and that's what happens. Oh dear. Complexity got a bit too eager there. He did not provide support, not even reconnaissance. And now his Hetzer is paying the price. That's going to be 600 manpower already down the drain, I fear. Although so far... Oh, he's trying to draw him into the Telemine. Excellent move right there by Complexity. Oh, the Telemine, though, also does terrible damage to the Hetzer. And the tank destroyer gets the kill. Kevin Macleod right in front. Engineers moving up. True repair. Riflemen nearby. Might be an idea to get one into the building to provide, increased line of sight. Armor car moving up. Trying to open up on the supporting engineers. And we see two squads going to hit the force in the rear. Nothing to support there. Again, something should have been in the building to provide some line of sight. And airborne infantry popping in. Oh, if only he'd gone for strafing ground instead, he could have covered up against this. But it's too late now. The Panzer is moving up. Flamethrowers, assault rifles. And anti-tank grenades by the looks of it. Riflemen, though, getting off a few kills, gaining veterancy. And there we go. An anti-tank grenade destroys the engine. Incendiary grenade behind the truck, burning out the troops there. Tank destroyer still there, but another set of Panzers moving up. Could deliver another anti-tank grenade. Dual offensive veterancy on the armored car. Airborne fighting nearby, though heavily damaged. And the riflemen forced away. The only thing left to protect the tank destroyer is the airborne. And they're not in a condition to do so. And there we go. One more anti-tank grenade finishes off the job, leaving it a smouldering wreck by the lakeside. Quickly moving on. Panzer grenades attacking the name of the Vaterland. Not caring about any foolish Yankees. And the next response is another tank destroyer. Of course, question is perhaps the German might do a bit better now against the infantry. Also, no Telemine down there, but this one definitely did its job quite well. Gave Complexity a fighting chance to knock that tank destroyer out, although it did cripple his own Hetzer and result in the loss of it. But you can't have everything, I suppose. Recall his rifles on the way for the airborne as well. Huzzah! And another shift. Armor car getting spotted again. 21 kills, by the way.
We're losing ground out there.
Panzer Grenadiers doing what they can to take the map, and has he only got... Looks like he lost one squad and I missed it. Oh dear, that's never good. My apologies, but so much happening sometimes. Minesweeper's up. He spotted the Telemine. Excellent. Sweep it. Oh dear, the engineers might get caught. At the same time, the tank destroyer should be a bit careful. He must be aware that Complexity does some anti-tank grenades for its Panzer Grenadiers, making his tank destroyer a bit of a target there. Sticky bomb on the armor car, and it is Scorn Veteran. The 2 armor car fought bravely, but ultimately was snuffed out by the men of the 2nd Infantry Division, finally ending its reign of terror. Of course, now he needs to regain some territory. I mean, the Panzer Lehr has secured most of the map. Their troops are everywhere, reasonably everywhere. Although he's a bit lacking now. In fact, he's only got squads of Panzer Grenadiers and Kettenkrauts. Everything else, in fact, has been lost at the moment. And we're seeing Browning automatics next for Chocolatepain, and I also think Chocolatepain should perhaps consider getting a medic station up to sort of help with the losses in the longer run. Give him something extra in the fight against the Panzer Grenadiers and grind them down with attrition. Looks like Complexity is going in for the cutoff point again. We're seeing a Panzer Schreck squad as well. Points are being secured. That is lovely.
Air recon available.
And a shift towards aerial reconnaissance. And Complexity lying in wait, hoping to draw in the Yankees. And there you go, the Browning automatics are ready. Supplied upgrade as well, that's good. 2 squads here could hit them from several sides, including the tank destroyer. Another Hetzer out, though. Could this one end up being a target to a tank destroyer as well? Full assault going up there. In fact, we're going to see action on several fronts. Panzer Schreck connects with the tank destroyer, making this actually a bit more of a dangerous endeavour. Kettenkraut going in for the munitions. Some very aggressive harassment. Engineer squad went down to the Panzer Grenadiers. Kencraft gets pushed off, but at the same time the Panzer Grenadiers got access to the area. Another 2 squads moving up. Tank destroyer on the run as the heads are supported by a Panzer escort is getting away. Let us return to complexity. Who's looking alright at the moment. More offensive veterans versus Panzer Grenadiers. Flamethrower units moving up, quickly slowing them down. Tank destroyer moving up. Could do quite a bit of damage by crushing if they're not careful. You could see the Kencraft actually going down. 30 caliber opening up as well. Oh my goodness! 5 Panzer Grenadiers just turned to mush. And in fact, it looks like an entire squad just went down there. And the Kencraft. That is absolutely bad news for the Panzer Lehr. Airborne, though, were pushed away. Nice assault there by the assault Panzer Grenadiers. Or the assault rifle chaps. And the tank destroyer and the heads are playing a game of cat and mouse. They can have the advantage if we can slug it out, but at the moment the tank destroyer doesn't know what to do. That stays behind the house instead, and this can actually force complexity to... Oh dear, sticky bombs are going to move up, going to hit it from the rear. Could allow the tank destroyer to move in and get the kill. Panzer X get the fuel point. And another heads arrives from reserve. Tank destroyer moves in. Will the Hetzer make it out of there to safety? Apparently it does. Impressive. And easy enough, there's actually not been a lot of mines from the Americans. We could actually have benefited him, but then again, there's also the Kencrafts. But a bit of a shame the Hetzer was allowed to escape. Instead, he shifts towards the center to regain territory there, which I suppose is fair enough as well. I don't think he should be sending in the tank destroyer on its own against the Hetzer. And there we go, taking a bit of damage. Not looking too good there. I think this is going to be a mistake by Chocolatepain.
Our brave infantry can now double their efforts against enemy.
And there we go, out of control. Hetzer advancing up there in the center. Some chaps pushed away, regaining as much territory as he can. Fight against the Hetzer, though might not work out. All the riflemen are taking cover behind the wreckage of a previous Hetzer. It's actually time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation for the Americans. Not too strong, not too strong. He's lost 2 tank destroyers and he only got really 1 Hetzer. About an armored car. And the Hetzer's actually causing a bit of problem. This engagement here was definitely a mistake, I think, by Chocolatepain. He should have had more, at least more tank destroyers. And currently his only, 1 tank destroyer at a time strategy is not quite working out for him, I think. On the other hand, for complexity, he's got most of the map. He should still be careful. He's still relying awfully a lot on the Hetzers, and he's actually losing Panzer Grenadiers in a sort of nasty pace. I think the question for the American now, of course, is how he wants to fight this. He could transfer just, harass around a bit, which could work. And he's got airborne, so he should definitely consider some strafing rounds to really punish complexity if he sort of clumps up a bit too much. But he needs to gather a force of tank destroyers, perhaps a Sherman to help against infantry. And he needs to be able to sort of hope things a bit better, perhaps some mines. And complexity just needs to sort of push up, take the center, and perhaps not split up too much beyond that. But let's return to the fight. Hetzer blasting away. North being secured. Airborne moving up with the recoilless rifles. And there we go, the Panzer Grenadiers on the move. The Panzer Lehr moves in, not to be stopped by those Yankee gangsters. While the airborne fight against the Kraut Hetzers. 1 per squad taking up position in the house. Recoilless rifle bounces off the front of the 60mm sloped armor of the Hetzer. And a rifleman squad gets blasted. And there we go, getting engaged. And we're seeing fieldcraft actually for the Panzers, allowing them to take the territory faster. That's going to help complexity to keep up the aggression. Of course, also allows them to spot mines with a standstill. Incendiary grenade denies cover to the Americans. Excellently done there, forcing them to pull back, allowing the Panzers to advance up to a fresh jet of heavy cover. Hetzer providing support fire as well. Assault Panzers nearby. Another incendiary grenade. And we're seeing a grenade in return. So the Americans got grenades as well now. They're so far not having a lot of luck with it, which is a bit of a shame. Since definitely seeing a lot of fighting, and they've got another tank destroyer moving in, trying to get the Hetzer, but again, should be careful. There are anti-tank grenades, and now there's a Panzer strike in the church. And looks like he actually just got the... Oh, yes, indeed, he got the doctrinal ability that gives 2 Panzer Lehrs. Which definitely means he needs to get the tank destroyer out of there. And we're seeing a 3rd Hetzer arriving from reserves for complexity. That's actually 4 Hetzers all in all throughout this match.
Standing by.
Definitely quite a bit of firepower to support the Panzer Grenadiers.
We are losing territory.
Tank destroyer is definitely also going to need some repairs itself. And the engineers get spotted and they get blasted as they find themselves quite a bit outgunned.
Now have the ability to deploy
Complexity having a rather, in some ways, hard-hitting force, but also not necessarily the most maneuverable force, and so definitely one that needs to support itself. I mean, he needs to keep his Hetzers supported by infantry, and possibly also support by each other, creating some nice combined arms groups there. Engineers down south coming under fire. Kenkrat's also doing nicely in supporting. And a bunch of supply drops providing weapons as well if he so decides to use them. Heads down south, not having quite as much luck knocking out engineers there.
We are losing a sector.
And veteran sergeants going up for complexity on the Panzer Lehr. Troops taking up there, and there we go. 30 caliber actually secured by Chocolatepain. And the riflemen are quickly pushed off,
Promotion of veteran sergeant
attempting to
available
block
for
off the
assignment.
retreat path. Veteran sergeants providing a bit of experience, or extra experience for the troops, and also making them a bit harder to suppress. And the rifleman took a few hits on the retreat. Bit of quiet though. Complexity seems a bit unsure what to do next. But there we go. Chocolatepain setting up for a fight in the center. 30 caliber going to set up to stop any German infantry from advancing too far. Might try and set up in the cemetery. Nice heavy cover there. Rifleman advancing up first. Tank destroyer staying support. Nice group there, and some airborne as well. Going to be drawing in, I believe, Complexity into a fight here, which he might not actually be able to fully win if he's not too careful. And there we go, Ravner taking the central victory point, and they're getting absolutely blasted. They retreat. Anti-tank guns now popping in. Clearly, Chocolatepain wants to fight in here, and he wants to fight in some way that gives him an advantage. And will he be able to actually gain that advantage? Hetzers are moving in, just blasting everything they see. A storm of 75mm rounds just hammer everything there is. Recorders rifles connect, anti-tank rounds connect.
Our support command abilities have been upgraded.
That seems a bit curious. He's actually destroying the wreck over there. But airborne advancing tank destroyer, anti-tank gun. He's clearly setting up, and actually Complexity split up his tank destroyers a bit, or his Hetzers anyways, so they could actually be knocked out. That could be a problem for Complexity. One there's heavily damaged. Airborne just needs movement. We're seeing anti-tank moving up. And there go, taking up position in the church. Going to have dominating presence across the entire centre of the recoilless rifle. And there we go. Hetzer is down. Hetzer is down. Mortar half-track the right to try and blast out the Yankees from town. 30 caliber still positioned in the cemetery. Panzer is charging forwards. And there we go. The infantry cover for the tank destroyers slightly gone now. Lots of flamethrower engineers though, and he could still counter-attack and push back. Complexity again. Airborne in the church though, not doing too well. Incendiary grenades getting lobbed at the rifleman. 2 men quickly biting in the dust there. And an incendiary round from the mortar half-track sets the entire northern part of the village on fire, more or less. 30 caliber opening up, stopping the Panzer's advance there. Heads are getting blasted here. Airborne moving in, trying to get the mortar half-track. And there we go, the Panzer assault was stopped. And we're seeing a shift towards the left-hand side, hoping to gain the advantage there. As the anti-tank on the airborne moving in, now the tank destroyer. Looks like the... Oh dear, the motor... No, Kenkrat went down. And he ignores the mortar half-track. I think that could actually be a mistake, but nonetheless, he's actually managed to damage the engine of the Hetzer. Panzer is moving in. Flamethrower engineer still could burn. Is he actually just setting fire on the house because he can? Looks like Chocolatepain is actually a pyromaniac. Veteran 22 for the tank destroyer, but he needs to get away. Heads are moving up. Airborne moving up. Tank destroyer in dire straits. Shots impacting. And there we go. Tank destroyer out of control. The Wolverine bit the dust. There's still the hits. Will it make it out of there? Oh, destroyed engine and another kill for the United States. The one on the 1st Airborne just taking a huge toll. Complexity's down to 3 squads again. And the damaged mortar half-deck. We're now seeing the Bergetiger. The Bergetiger, ladies and gentlemen. Which technically did not really exist. What people thought was a Bergetiger was actually more likely a demolition vehicle, in fact. Anyways, we're seeing the anti-tank gun here getting overwhelmed by Panzer Grenadiers. 30 caliber, though, nearby to support, to try and stop the Panzer Grenadiers. Doing a bit of damage, but incendiary grenades are locked in, setting the tombs on fire. But interesting move with 2 Bergetigers. Apparently Complexity realizing he needs to do this, and he needs to do it quickly. Otherwise he's going to be buggered. So with 2 Bergetigers, in fact, should be able to recover quite a bit if he does this right. Of course, it also means there's not going to be a lot of combat troops up, which could be taken advantage of by Chocolatepain. It's time exactly to look at again. In the camp of Chocolatepain, things are not all sunshine and candy. We're actually seeing a Sherman now on the way for him. About time. I'd say he's pushing forwards, pushing back the Panzer Grenadiers. And actually, Complexity has a chance of re-securing an anti-tank gun. Flamethrowers moving up, troops are getting suppressed. More veterancy for the Panzers, although 2 immediately burst into flames. 1 engineer squad, though, goes down as well. And an incendiary grenade gets locked. Grenades get locked back in return. A full retreat from everyone. And mortar rounds going towards the north. Bergetiger arrives, pulls forward. Second Bergetiger arrives, also moves forward. And some very heavy armored recovery services on the way there for the Panzer Lehr's Kampfgruppe. Usually, though, I mean, again, if we were sort of to look at real recovery vehicles, they would rather be a Bergpanzer 4 or the Bergepanther. There we go. Heads recovered, although obviously not in full combat. Oh, he accidentally crushes 1 Hetzer. Oh no. Oh, what a calamity. Now he actually cancelled the Sherman, and now she's just going for more tank destroy. And there was an aircraft was shot down. I think it went down over here. Yeah, I think so. Oh, well. Anyways, engagement going up here. Tanks are moving in. Only 1 Hetzer so far recovered. We're actually seeing a Funkerwagen out for him. He's getting down some Goliath. Sticky bombs galore on the Bergetiger. Tanks, Panzer Lehr moving in. Getting the tank destroyer. Again, he should have had a Sherman out. He shouldn't have rushed it in like that. Hetzer, though, still there. Crushing it for Airborne. Taking hits from the Airborne itself. Could get sticky bombed again. More troops pushing up the center. Other Bergetiger in trouble. Trying to get to the Hetzer. Destroyed engines so close to destruction. Mortar rounds flying in from the mortar half-tech, so close to being destroyed itself. 30 caliber just waiting there. Recoil his rifle dropped. Gun damaged. The heads are simply out of function. And he's trying to recover over here. He's trying, but it's not working. It's not going. And a Goliath arrives now, finally moving in, but already heavily damaged and goes down without much achieved. Another tank to arrive, Hetzer left for itself to its own devices. And most of Complexity's armored force is now just a mess. Destroyed engine only Bergetiger. Tank destroyed here, actually. Oh, there was a telemine laid down. More mortar rounds. Immobilized Hetzer again. And he knocked out his own Bergetiger. Incendiary round set off the fuel tank on the Pagachiga, turning it into a burning inferno. Oh dear. So much happening. So much going on. So much just changing in seconds. I mean, so far his Pagachigas have only really achieved recovering the Hetzer. And now they're just busy recovering each other. Oh, the sadness. Oh, the tragedy. And already one Hetzer, I mean, has been completely wrecked as well. I mean, he's not really getting a lot of usage out of those Pagachigas as such. I mean, he'd been better off spending resources at least on something else than just 2 Pagachigas. Just want to get something else, but there you go. Airborne are moving up. Oh, and the Pagachiga gets wrecked. The wreck is wrecked. Tanks are moving up. Head to the west, fully repaired. Another Goliath moving in from the north. Pagachiga close to death, to destruction. Engine mill is completely wrecked. The Pagachiga needs a Pagachiga. Goliath sneaking up on the tank destroyer. Could this be it? Hetzer charges in recklessly. Engineers are moving in, but the Goliath is there. And it gets wrecked. 30 caliber waiting in town. They'll need to set up to protect the victory point there. Points are ticking down for complexity and the Panzer Lehr. Fighting a desperate struggle. Motorized falling down. Mortar half-tech still not repaired even. I mean, one recoilless rifle shot, he could be down. And oh, complexity got the recoilless rifle. Tank destroyed down. The Pagachiga goes down. Mortar rounds hit his own troops. Riflemen and engineers now fight a struggle as the Hetzer pushes onwards. A mine going down here in return from Chocolatepain.
Tactical air support.
Bombing run prepared. You could even call in the strafing run right here, I think. In particular, right there would be nasty if it came from the right angle. They're pushing onwards. Bombing run called in. Coming from the other side. No, that was a strafing run. My mistake. Still did a bit of damage. Allows... No, he retreats. What a waste. What an absolute bloody waste. Anti-tank half-track arrives. Quite a bit of action going on here. Quite a few losses being directed to both sides. All 3 victory points in the hands of the 2nd Infantry on the Americans. Only 1 squad of Panzer Gunners on the battlefield at the moment. The rest are back in the base, reinforcing, healing and whatnot. And a 3rd Pagachiga. This is almost a record, and there's a slight bug here with the Pagachiga. If more happens, and I think it's the skin pack actually. So that's quite a few Pagachigas as well.
Paratroopers.
Again, I think if you'd had a medic station, I think Chocolatepain might be in a stronger position now. Oh well. He's still got munitions for a good bombing run if he calls it in the right spot. There's only a Hetzer and a Pagachiga at the moment for the Pagachiga to recover, and the mortar half-track is still yet to be repaired. I mean, one man moving in there could easily set it on fire. You should also, I think, consider mining the center there. Ooh, resecuring the anti-tank gun. Good move. Oh, mortar half-track. I do think we're going to see a mortar run right there, perhaps an incendiary round. There we go, 1 man down. Looks like an armored car was rebuilt, I think. Couldn't have been recovered. And there we go, the Pagachiga getting recovered again. 1. I mean, that's mostly what the Pagachigas have been doing. They've been recovering other Pagachigas. I mean, he's absolute ceiling. He's actually laying down mines, that's good. But he needs that mortar half-track out first. And incendiary rounds making lots more difficult to defend the town. And there we go, the Pagachiga is recovered once more. Tank destroyer ready. Airborne taking up position in the church. Panzer is pushing up the center from several angles. 30 caliber though, stopping one part of the assault, suppressing them rather nicely there. Panzer is pushing up and hitting the mine. Nicely done there as well. Mines can pay off. And a strafing run. Oh, only does something there. Can't help but feel that was a waste of munitions. He should have tried calling in a bombing run on the vehicles instead. I believe might have benefited better, but this Hetzer could actually go down. if the airborne are not too careful. Mortar rounds connecting with the house. The airborne vacate the premises. Tanks are moving up to hit the flank. Get stuck a bit in the lake. Slightly submerged even. Funkwagen still there. Tanks are moving up. Needs to be careful. Oh dear, not looking good, not looking good. Where's the anti-tank gun? It needs to pull up to provide support. Airborne are moving in. Rifle are moving in. Tanks are moving, but the anti-tank gun needs to support as well. Sticky bomb on the head. Some really nice overall assault. We could see the mortar half tank going down. Heads are immobilized. Berger-Tiger's getting blasted. Come on, get... Oh, if you could only just get the anti-tank gun in, he could really deal with some nasty blows. Heads are close to getting knocked out again. Panzer gun is marching up in full strength. Anti-tank gun finally moved up. Recoil his rifle from the Panzer gun, gets off a nice hit. Armored car gets blasted. Panzer is moving into town. Rifle fighting a delaying action up here as Panzer is charged in. Triple defensive veterancy. A grenade in the path that could do a lot of good. Or suppressive fire. Come on, something. Chocolatepain, something. Don't let him just move through you. In fact, we see a retreat there. 30 caliber, not quite within range to protect. And there we go. The anti-tank gun could find itself wrecked as well, although down to one man in that squad. And he retreats and goes down. Heavy losses being inflicted here. Finally here, heads are recovered for the second time. And the 30 caliber gets 2 squads of complexities. The Panzer Lehr definitely bleeding out a bit there. Another supply drop. Let's return to complexity und die Panzer Lehr is now actually having a Jagdpanther pulled up from the Schwer Panzerjäger Abteilung 635. Equipped full of Jagdpanthers, and Jagdpanthers actually saw first service on the Western Front. It was only until much later, in fact February 1945, that they actually saw service on the Eastern Front.
We must protect our munitions from enemy advance.
And there we go, the mighty Jagdpanther arriving with a high velocity 88mm gun, the exact same as the one on the King Tiger or the Elephant, which we will be seeing in coming years too. And assault rifles going up against the 30 caliber again. And another incendiary round. Jagdpanther pulls up. Doesn't actually hit anything except a wreck. And again, only one tank destroyed at a time. And then he just proceeds to sort of have it thrown away. Though we do see a bombing run going in. Right on the... Oh, he gets the Hetzer. He gets the Hetzer. Just as it was recovered. Knocked out, I think it's the 4th time now? Was it the 3rd? Sticky bombs and a retreat. But again, another wasted tank destroyer. He simply, needs to stop pushing in more than one at a time. They're a bit like false grenadiers. You need them in numbers before they really become nasty. And the Hetzer gets recovered once more. And so far, that, I think, the armored car is the only thing, and the Berger-Tigers, that's really been recovered by the Berger-Tigers. I mean, they, in such a way, really haven't had that much of a huge impact. It's a bit funny that way. And again, it's the fact is they've mostly been occupied with keeping each other in the match. Rather than say, the rest of the armored forces of complexity. Kettenkrad gets repaired and recovered. Pushing up towards the north. Oh dear, these riflemen have been in for a nasty surprise as the Panzer is moving up. And just, finish them off quickly.
We have eliminated the enemy once more.
Another unit dies, and GG from Chocolatepain, GG from Complexity. Can't beat the zombie tank army. Yes. About that, you see, he didn't actually get to recover as lots because he kept killing the same few things he could recover, and that rather meant it wasn't so much the zombie tank army as basically, you know, just him having to spend his bag cheeks recovering each other. No, not really. It's not even the same thing. In particular, if you again been focusing a bit better on tactics, and the problems for Chocolatepain basically come down to, you know, again, one tank destroyer at a time, getting it easily knocked it out, being a bit too reckless with it, and some otherwise nasty, you know, he didn't quite get fully out of the attacks at times, you know, perhaps he could have done again with the F-10 tank gun had it been up earlier, or a bombing run, you know, sometimes he just caught in a strafing run and then nothing. It would just sort of be a waste. He'd caught in a strafing run on troops already suppressed. They do less against that. Less. I mean, again, he could have probably done better. He'd saved up some munition more for bombing runs and just bombing the living stuffing out of Complexity. Instead, you know, it's just, you know, strafing run in the most pointless of manners. Complexity, of course, I mean, the Bagdiggers did alright, certainly a bit silly, and mostly seemed to have done a bit more mental against his opponent. But overall, I mean, they spent most of the match just repairing each other and recovering that one single hetzer. So there is that, but I mean, problem was partly, you know, some not quite well pulled off assaults, poor, not fully great usage of his doctrine. Perhaps you could have called in some more anti-tank guns, and again, I mean, not good usage of his tank destroyers at all. I mean, it's nice with the 30 caliber though, that's nice. But Complexity certainly managed to stage a nice combat. Good use overall of his Panzers, because he really got the full use out of them. I even think he actually got all upgrades for them. That's actually a bit rare. So I mean, nice usage of the Panzer grenades, nice usage of anti-tank grenades, of incendiary grenades to deny his opponent cover, forcing him to move, exposing him as he moves into the open. Really nice there. Great usage of the hetzers, you know, supporting each other. Overall, really good match. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends. If you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own, provide some feedback in the comments, you know. Tell me what you liked, what you'd like to see more of, what would you done yourself in other players' case. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers, and feel free to follow me on Facebook or Twitter.